Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new Mugen tournament that I'm still doing solo. It is fine. It is totally fine. Sad, but fine. So, I said this before, at the end of the last Tourney, that I would probably do a rules video separate. Well, I've kind of backed out of it, so the editing is going to be a little rough, especially toward the beginning and the end. But bear with me as we go over how this tourney is going to work. Ready and transition. These matches will be 1v1, all best 2 out of 3 until the finals, which will be best 4 out of 7. By now you know the 4 main rules, but if not, refer to the first episode of the previous tournament, but I'll show them on screen for their names alone. And while they'll remain the same in a twist, I'm going to add 2 more, but more on that later. The theme of this tournament will be fist only. The details are similar to the weapons only tournament, where as long as they had a weapon in hand of some form were allowed. However, in this tourney, no weapons are allowed. This will be hand to hand specifically. This begs the question, what about weapon-like projectiles? To that, I say is partially acceptable. If they have fireball-like projectiles, that is totally fine. As long as the weapon in question is not used primarily as their main attack moveset and merely used as a special ability, they too are allowed, but will depend on the character first and foremost. Of course, I'll be going through my current roster to prevent any of those particular issues, but I'm not perfect, so if I slip, and despite my already subpar judgment, whoops. As for the 2 additional rules, this mainly comes as a personal perspective. The first is the redemption rule. When a character I wanted to advance gets eliminated, there's a small chance that I can spare them and give them another attempt in the tournament. The major catch to this is they must face off with a random combatant at total random and win. If not, they're out as per their initial defeat. This rule can be applied 1 time in a single tournament. Once I've used it, I cannot use it again. The second is the resentment rule. When a character has ridiculous stats, in example absurd damage, abnormal defense, and perhaps no stun or launch capabilities, immediate action must be taken to make them a more fair challenge and not a potential accident on my part, neither turn the entire tournament into a crap fest. Cool beans. Alright, normally I don't show the first bracket, but here you guys go. Take a good look, choose your favorites, place your votes. I wish now you know who's fighting against who today. And right, let's get to it, shall we, kids? Problem is finding everybody, but luckily I know where Gengar is. Now, problem is finding Melee Fox. Alright, we left off. We're basically starting where we left off, which was we did Dudley going into Necro stage. It begins once more. Fist only! Oh yeah, by the way, I changed the announcer. We'll see how this goes. And it's like, oh, you finally now just figured that out? No. I figured that out like a couple months ago. No, in all seriousness, I started compiling a bunch of announcers. And I like the one that I already had, but after so long, you want to just change it, you know? So we might be hearing an announcer this episode, and maybe hearing another one, I don't know. It's not like I have a bunch that I can, you know, a current list that's just available, you know? Alright, on to the fight. So something tells me it's gonna end out in a timeout because Gengar's doing nothing. Melee Fox is trying. How's your day going? Mine's fine. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. And I wanted to start this soon because I literally have almost like nothing planned in terms of like other videos. I definitely have to start my white randomizer playthrough and finish Security Breach, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have that too, somewhere.
Hi-ya! I'm an alligator!
No. There it is. I love my SLR. It's one of those ideas that give me joy. Did you know I could just do like...
Oh no!
Moving on. Something happened there, and I couldn't tell. Alright, so it's pretty even, but honestly, this is going to end up in a timeout. I actually put like a lot of time into the bracket. I don't want to say an hour, but I feel, no, kind of an hour is kind of right. Because like I had to do process of elimination. It's like, okay, who's good and who's not? I had to take out like previous champions. I had to take out like all weapons only. You know, so there was some thought, some brain power going on in there. But you know, I swear to God, I really hope Melee Fox actually does surpass Gengar, because he's the only one actually doing anything. Just Gengar's blocking everything. Interesting. And who's next? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, real talk, guys, while this is going on, I like to have my Mugen, at least not my Mugen, the video, like, the whole thing, just the game itself, but kind of like what I did with Pokemon White Randomizer. If you've seen those videos, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. I wouldn't worry about it. But because obviously that was a DS emulator, there's two screens and I had to have them set in a special way. Do you guys actually want this whole screen just to fight, or do you actually want it in such a way that we see the whole roster and all that kind of stuff like on one side of the screen? I can definitely try and figure something out, but I just don't know. Like, I need like second opinions, you know, before I do something that's like, I just don't know. Alright, this is, wow. Well, that is ending out in a timeout. We are not doing a second round of that. Timeout rule has been implemented. Melee Fox moves on. Next we are doing Blaziken versus Master Shake. Luckily he's right here. Now you guys know why we have that rule even implemented. So hey, if you're just now tuning into these tourneys, congratulations. You now know why that's the first rule. You can blame the first tournament for that. Oh, also tonight you. Alright, Blaziken, let's see if you're doing any better. As I take a sip of my drink. You may be curious. Oh no, Master Shake just had a bat. Well, it's not really like in his hand. I'm allowing it. Because again, when are we ever going to see Shake in these tourneys? Because he is so low tier. So I am allowing it. You guys might be like, oh, but he has a weapon. It's not in his hand. But then you said the same thing about Gordo. Gordo mainly like uses that bat for specials in most of his attacks. As you can see, Shake is only using the bat for one of his moves. One versus most, if not all. So, plus, like I said in the intro video, my decisions are not good to begin with. So. Okay. I think my dog is trying to come in. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this announcer. And he gave up. I just hear my door like kind of creak a bit, and then I can hear the footsteps of him going down. And this animal like flies down my stairs to the point. I swear, if he missteps, he's just gonna land on his face. Also, this is not going too well in terms of for Master Shake. Wow. Good first bracket, Ben. I know. I have strategically placed the brackets in such a way that we are starting with slow characters, and then we're going to be working with... Oh, hello. The other ones will be probably a lot better because they are faster and more aggressive. So I kind of try to place them in a way that they kind of match one another. Okay, so that is both a combination of Mercy and Timeout. Master Shake has been eliminated, Blaziken wins, and we're moving on. Man, things are going really interesting in the sense of I cannot fathom on how slow these people are, but you know, that's the way it is. Now we have Diablo versus Red. And yes, this was planned specifically. Okay, remember the subway we can do, but we're gonna have to skip a couple. So if you guys see my mouse for a second, I'm sorry. Yeah, go. There's something I gotta... Okay, yeah, so it's like every other combat stage. Alright. Because copyright's a bitch. Smack. Man, it's Red, the dick figure, Diablo, this red dinosaur, fighting in a red subway. This was not planned in the sense of the stage, but hey man, it's a red theme. What can I say? We're going for themes. Man, Red, you are not doing very well, are you? You know, and someone might ask at the same time, if the AI are really this slow and not aggro, like very low tier, should you just skip around entirely? I could, theoretically. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Because you never know if one of the characters might actually have a comeback. Of course, I'm always proven wrong. I don't know, like I said, it's just not something that I'd be 100% okay with. Man, if this stage also gets copyrighted too, I'm going to be very sad. At this point, I might as well just, like, not even use the combat stages. And update. I have been adding a lot of stages to the point I now have 200. We do not see all of them because we have to skip a few because, again, copyright. But that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, people are like, hey man, we made this shit like 30 years ago. Sorry, you can't use it. I'm like, fuck you. Dude, fuck off. I also love how Red is jumping from the left, but we're seeing the jumpy thing on the right. I don't know. See, and it's stuff like that that's like, okay, maybe there's a glimmer of hope. But we're also at like a quarter health. Ouch. That hurt. Yes. Yes. Not no, yes. I can't skip this for some reason. Okay, so timeout and mercy has been applied yet again. Wow, these matches are dumb. So, let's see. Diablo moves on, and Red has been eliminated. And keeping to the theme, we have Vertigo versus Blue. Now, my question is, what stage would be next? Now, Street could be next, or we could continue doing a theme here and go to the graveyard because it is Blue. See? I'm not planning these things out. The subway was not, but after that, I'm like, alright, so the graveyard's next, so why don't we just do that then? And someone might ask, why didn't you just have Diablo versus Vertigo, Red versus Blue? Cause I don't want that, man. It's just gonna be the dinosaurs anyway. I gotta say, I think Blue is actually doing a lot more work, and same with Vertigo doing more work than Diablo. Blue is a champion all along, let's be real. I am also... oh, gross. What the hell is that? I'm also planning the next tourney ahead of time. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but it's not like anything super fantastic, but gotta start somewhere, right? But gonna keep everything secretive. And if I have to do that whole entire tourney commentative solo, I will. Oh nice, first attack. Come on, Vertigo. You know, fun fact, well that's a fun fact, this is just me sharing a part of my life with you, so sit back and relax, this is kind of boring. So on my original Xbox, I have the Midway Arcade, what is it, Treasures, Classics, whatever it is? It's the second one. And it had Primal Rage on there. And obviously it's kind of clunky when you think about it. And they're just doing a bit of a walk. Cool. Vertigo was my main. I forgot why. She just felt like good as a character, I guess, to play as. I don't know. But be that as it may. So I kind of have a soft spot for Vertigo, even though I'll never play as her in Mugen, just because I'm not that. Just when you got other better controlling characters that do like special moves just by pressing a button, you know. You've got to be kidding me, by the way. So that is now what? The third. Well, the fourth timeout and the third mercy in a row. Okay, I knew these matches were going to be slow, but wow. This is just ugh. Anyway, Vertigo moves on, moving on. Whoopsies. Let's try that again. We have King Harkian versus Diddy Kong. Now this might be a bit faster, just because Diddy Kong has some good specials. Yes, this is the real Mortal Kombat. You have kings fighting monkeys and having the game crash. That is awesome. That is so fucking cool. I am so glad that had to happen. Try again. Try it again. Fuck you. Piece of shit application that's unstable as hell. I can't tell what you're trying to do, Harkinian. I think I keep pronouncing it Harkin, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a CDI King character. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Nice shoes, though. Boom! And there might be a conversation just like what we did with Smash or Shake. Like, Diddy Kong has a gun with peanuts shooting out of it. That's okay. He's not using it dominantly, now is he? Oh, my dog's barking. Cool. Cool, round 1 goes to Diddy Kong. Because we actually have to go... Yeah, well, yeah, 200. Nah. That might be going up soon, but you never know. Rain we can't do. Yes. Wow, this is the first time we ever had to go into round 2 of anything so far. Also, again, ignore that void of nothingness down there. When I downloaded this, supposedly you could have it in 3 settings. One would be during the day, or in the rain, or at night. And I have it set to night, but I don't know how to change it. It's not clear, because you just get a SFF, yeah, a .sff file and a .df file. And it's just set to night, and there's supposed to be those little monks there too, down there, but apparently there isn't. And I'm not someone who can fix stuff like this, so I'm not going to bother attempting to figure that out. All I gotta say is if you're going to advertise multiple versions of a stage, at least have the option to do that. Or at least give us the knowledge on how to do that, please. Thank you very much! Just like how, let's put in a character portrait that's like the entire goddamn screen, because we don't know how to properly size it. Awesome. But don't worry, I know how to fix it, somewhat. And then it comes to the, and then when it comes to the little icons, that is a complete shit show. I can't figure out why it goes all screwed up. Okay, so wow, we have our first 2-round winner, which would be Diddy Kong. Alright, now we have Gumball Waterson versus Earl. Let's make sure I actually had it right. Real talk, I always played as Toe Jam, not Earl, just because Earl was slower. That one's got copyright as well. Ooh, does Ultimate Force have copyright? Not that I know of.
There can be only one.
Yeah, I would say well to that too. I think, correct me if I'm wrong guys, but I learned this back from Mortal Kombat Deception when it was still, you know, working, as I could just buy another one on my Xbox, because my original is scratched, but nah, I don't care. I believe this music was, I think Jethro Tull had a hand in it, because the crypt you unlocked a bunch of stuff that told you some info of the stages and the musics and all that. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, why Gumball? Because why not? Also, maybe I'll post the ranks down at the bottom of the screen, just so you can get like a good idea of like who you think might's gonna win. Excuse me. Or if you think, okay, they need to be scaled higher or lower. I mean, I'm open to feedback, don't get me wrong. But again, everything is just my personal perspective. Wow. Earl was actually kicking ass at the very last second. Yeah, a whole 10 seconds and no one took damage. That's a new one. Earl's pretty defensive, I'll say that. Okay, apparently Gumball just carries a rocket launcher. Good to know. What is even happening? I'm all for Gumball right now, but it seems that Earl wants... Oh, wait, no, I was looking at the wrong meters. I don't know, man, I mean... Yeah, I'm all for Gumball right now, but... I mean, that first round definitely says quite a bit. Because who knows, maybe the last second Earl is going to do like what he did last time. Also, thanks, Duke, for barking again. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that announcer pack, it just, at fight, it just doesn't have much, I don't know, doesn't, lack of better words, doesn't have very much, like, punch or, you know, energy into it. I don't know. I gotta look around, see if I can find more voice packs and test them out. It's just, some are good, some are not. Watch it, we get another copyright claim on these videos, or especially this one. Oh, Earl's trying to do work. Man, whatever happens, they're just gonna move on because Mercy and or timeout's gonna be applied. Okay, which is a little bit of a Sonic run there. I'll say this much: they're rather pretty good at blocking, which I remember correctly that Earl was a massive blocker. Wow, they haven't even taken a... they have not taken a lot. Either one of them. Alright, who's gonna win? Wow, they look just about the same. I'm sorry, you forced me to do this. You forced me to run out the timer. Yeah, moving on. Alright. So, I had to do a bit of a change, but we are doing Skullmania versus Toe Jam. Power, yes.
Ready, go.
But Toe Jam's using a club as a weapon, not in his hand, not dominantly used. I think it was mainly just special move, maybe? I don't know. So, in the discussion of people uploading ridiculous stuff, so one thing I've definitely noticed is when people upload characters in the wrong palette. So, for instance, the Third Strike or Street Fighter 3 version of Ken that I have, his default color is purple. Makoto's default color is yellow. Not really okay with that. So, you know, that's cool. All I can say is, I don't know... Why the hell is the musical for? Oh, that was weird. So I don't know why that's got to be the kind of a thing, but apparently it is. That being why the characters get uploaded with the wrong palette, just like how Skull Mania's was basically like this, but the black and white was reversed, as you can see in his icon there. So, be that as it may, it's just annoying. Ooh, what's going on? I gotta say, this has been the slowest bracket to date. I have never had to do this many timeouts or mercies. Man, we're just jumping for joy. You know, I was I was contemplating, should I just hit escape now? But I don't know. It's like Skullmania sure has more, but you never know until Judgement might try and make a comeback. But no, that's not happening. Alright, well, we're moving on because the timeout rule has been initiated. Now we have... Let's see... We have Courage, the Cowardly Dog, versus Rocco's Modern Life. Ooh, it's Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. Real talk. What did you guys grow up with? Unfortunately, I did not have the pleasure of growing up with Cartoon Network. I grew up with Nickelodeon. So, and honestly, right now, these days, they're kind of bullshit. Oh, Rocco's squeaky shoes. I need them in my life. Man, I think Courage's trying to build some meter? Yeah, he is. But it's going very slow. But Courage morphs into a spiked club of some kind. Well, I mean... Sure, man. Looks fun.
Garbage day is a very dangerous day.
Wow.
Ready, go.
Alright, so they're both at level 5. A pink dog versus a... I don't know. White, off-white, off-yellow, wallaby looking? I don't know. I mean... I don't even know what... I forgot what color it is even in the cartoon, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going off what's here. Well, I gotta say, this bracket definitely brings a lot of, oh, that would have been an awesome super if that landed. A lot of, contradicting choices of mine, but, like, I don't think it matters. I said before in the intro video, if I make bad choices because there's so many characters, I can't keep track of who does what, so, it's whatever. Well,
Winner!
courage is the best doggo. Well, guys, I usually save my next roster, or the next bracket for the end of the episode, but I'm going to start it at the next episode, so I'll see you guys there. Oh, and I guess courage won. Moving on. All right.